What's up, everybody? Here we are with a Patreon-sponsored run from Eric, and we're basically playing Mutant Chuggy, but with Wheel instead of Militant. So, I personally am not a huge fan of the Wheel instead of Militant, because you auto-lose to Mutant spam. Like, well, not auto-lose, but like, if someone just makes Mutants as the only unit they make the entire game, it's really difficult to win. Like, almost impossible to win. You have to, like, tank with lasers, and then or your own mutants, and then use your mutants to use your Chuggy to drive through and kill their mutants. It's kind of a nightmare. So I personally like the Militant more. I also kind of like the barracks opening more. I think the War Factory opening is a little weaker personally because of rushes. Like, you know, you want to switch into your barracks for anti-vehicle basically, because bikes don't usually cut it. Anyway, we're gonna play some games with the deck. It is obviously just Mutant Chuggy still. So, it's not that different. Like, the difference between Wheels and Militants really just affects your opening, it affects your early game more than anything else. The reason that it's nice to do this is that if you go up against a barracks opening, you're heavily favored because you have Wheels, and if they make loads of lasers, you go straight into Chuggy and you dominate. If they go into War Factory to counter your Wheels, then you go lasers, and then you're set up for your Chuggy. Because you want to have multiple lasers on the field when you make a chemical buggy. That's like the best spot to be in. So that's the reason to play the Wheels instead of the buggy. Oh, sorry, instead of the Militant, basically. That's the advantage of it. I personally prefer not to have that glaring weakness against Mutants and kind of Grens. Mostly Mutant. Like, there's a lot of Mutant Chuggy on the ladder at the moment. If people realize what you're doing and they realize you don't have Militants and they just make only Mutants, it's really tough to win. Like, really tough. So, yeah. That's basically a rundown of the reason to play Wheels instead of Militants, and that's really the only difference in the deck. It does make the deck a little bit more aggressive as well. Like, obviously, War Factory openings are more aggressive than Barracks because of this. Like, I've got a Wheel, he's got a Militant, I'm on the pad, he has AFK. But he has to wait. He can't push in until he gets missiles. And then even when he gets a missile, I have 2, he has 1. So again, he still can't push in. So this is kind of why you might want to go Wheel opening instead. It's slightly more aggressive, it charges the missile more aggressively. And then here is the real reason you want to open Wheels. As I was saying before, your opponent will switch into War Factory to counter your Wheels, at which point you start making lasers, and then you have a laser for when the Chuggy comes out, which is exactly where you want to be. Like, you want to have that laser already on the field when you make the chemical buggy. Because the chemical buggy shreks the infantry and you've already got the laser to protect it. Because normally what you do with a Militant opening is you would go Militant opening and then you'd go chemical buggy to fight a Militant war, or to win a Militant war. And then you would go, lasers to follow up immediately. This drone form is going to be a problem for sure. Yeah, that drone form is going to take too long for me to kill. I messed up because I was talking, basically, and I got my lasers down here killed, because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I was chatting about the deck, and I got my lasers at the bottom killed, which meant I didn't have them to push the pistol, which is why I lost that missile. So yeah, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention now. Try and get so we get Mutants to kill the APC. This looks like a pretty good matchup for us, because it's the classic Suzaku APC deck, which is not great versus Mutant Chuggy in my opinion. Really, it comes down to Drone Form. Drone Form is the best unit by far for the GDI player, and you win or lose on the back of Drone Forms and Orcas, mostly Drone Forms. And of course, Nod is terrible versus Drone Form, so that is definitely, that is why that is the unit that you win or lose on the back of. It's because Nod just sucks versus Drone Form. So you can just make a ton of Drone Forms and that usually beats Nod. This isn't looking great for us. Then there's another chemical buggy, we're going to boost it, we're going to need some lasers. Okay, so we're going to get this missile. Mostly because, you know, this deck is favored, I think, is the main reason. Like, my deck is just good versus his deck. That's the way it is. Not actually the first turret of the game, surprisingly late the first turret. Couldn't lose. Oh, I've actually lost this buggy. Definitely not playing this deck as well as it could be played. Like, this should not be. This should be a pretty easy matchup, I think. I'm definitely throwing it. There goes the harvester. Don't really need it though, I've got quite a lot of money. It's more about him getting cash that really matters here. Oh, I didn't mean to kill Chuggy there. That was a mistake. That was a really bad mistake actually, because now I have nothing to kill these drone swarms and the Chuggy was expensive. Oh, it's really bad. Definitely not playing my best today, oh my god. Alright, let's get the bike to try and kill these drone swarms. More bikes for over there. And we still end up winning, despite playing that quite poorly, I think. I definitely didn't play that one particularly well, but it is a good matchup for me. It's a good matchup for me, and the lack of Militant doesn't really matter in this matchup.
New objective available.
Alright, this guy is mad apparently.
Building online. Unit ready.
See what he goes first. He's gonna go double wheel here. Probably a mistake though. We'll wait and see what he actually does. He's got a war factory, yeah, so I kind of regret going double wheel. There's a pitbull. I think I'm just going straight into lasers because I want laser into Chuggy as my game plan. So the sooner we have the lasers, the sooner we can max up the game plan. On double pitbull, okay. Let's get a mutant.
Unit ready.
Looks like we're gonna get the missile because it's probably too late. And then we're gonna Chuggy to go wrong. Standard stuff. This isn't a great map for this deck, because obviously the Chuggy has a hard time getting back and forth between the two pads.
Unit ready.
Walker, hide behind the lasers.
Let's prove the enemy.
Unit offline.
Good stuff. Look them up taking position. Glory to they kill them all. Greedy meanie.
Self tends to kill the Orca. Take out these shots. So we're pretty dominant right now. We're gonna need something special. Don't think Shatter is the one. Alright, looks like we win.
Unit in hand. Nuclear missile
Oh,
launch.
Shatter actually beat my Freeze.
Objective complete. Establishing battlefield control.
Yeah.
Three, two, one. New objective received.
Alright. Not sure how to pronounce this one.
Harvester ready.
Iberium is calling.
See what he does. We've got missiles first. Alright, so we'll back up and get a second wheel.
Unit ready.
He's got second missile coming in, so we'll back up again. General Chairman, subscribed at tier 1 for 6 months in advance? You just subbed for 6 months? Oh my god, yo, thank you, man. Alright, very nice. A fat 6-month sub there. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna follow up with the lasers, obviously, because that's what we always want to do with Chuggy, really. Probably shouldn't have just let those wheels go, but it's not a big deal. Snipers? Snipers are good versus this deck. Snipers gives a way to kill the lasers without getting killed by the Chuggy automatically, because you can stay 2 tiles away. Really snipers, get back Chuggy. Of course, if you do get the Chuggy to the snipers, it just melts them, so I wouldn't say that like snipers is a counter to this deck, but it is certainly a way to interact with it, which interacts favourably with the normal strategy, at least it can. I still don't really want to be playing snipers if I'm against Chuggy though. I don't really want to play any infantry if I'm going up against Chuggy. You kind of need to have a vehicle that can kill the lasers if you want to fight Mutant Chuggy. Like relying on infantry to fight the lasers is often a losing plan. I've got like 2 low hit point Chuggies now. I'll go kill the Harvester because I'm playing Rivals and that's the game plan. That's how you win at Rivals. This wheel was supposed to be a mutant. The mutants have moved one to the left on my screen because I don't have the militants anymore. That's why I built a wheel by accident. Oh, Chuggy is such a disgusting unit. Just kills things so quickly. Yeah, there you go. Pretty gross.
You are victorious.
The best counter against Mutant Chuggy with Nod is Inferno. And the best counter with GDI is... I'll let you know when I figure it out. Probably Predator Tank. Like Predator Tank Shock, maybe? Maybe Sniper. Predator Sniper might be better, I don't know. Predator Tank is the most important one, though. That's the best answer. Maybe Drone Swarms. Drone Swarm Predator Tank might be good. It's a way to actually beat the lasers, but yeah, it's rough. Not happy with Chuggy, it's disgusting. Yes, Chuggy is pretty broke. So once again, you see he's gone into bikes to fight the wheels, which lets us go lasers, which is great because we want to go laser because we want lasers on the field by the time we go Chuggy. So we get to make a couple of lasers to fight his war factory, and then we get to go Chuggy to fight his infantry, and we already have the lasers in position. So that's the upside of playing. This is the upside of playing the wheel. Oh, he has Chuggy as well. That's actually, someone was asking what the best counter on Nod to Chuggy is, and I said Inferno, but actually it's Chuggy. The best counter to Chuggy on Nod is Chuggy. Like, the best way to beat a Chuggy deck is to be a Chuggy deck, because then at least you're not behind, right? You don't have a worse deck than them, you have the same deck as them. Alright, we're gonna boost the Chuggy and go after the mutants. Ah, so many misclicks. I meant to be tanking with bikes, but I misclicked horrendously over and over. Get the lasers on the pad, because if we get lasers on the pad, he has a bunch of bikes. Because we're both sending fast units to contest. If you get a laser there, laser counts as most fast units, so it's really difficult for him to counter the laser. So the laser is really important. Alright, we'll go Chuggy again, and then we'll go Mutant probably. Actually, Mutant is also a really good counter to Chuggy. Like, Mutant is one of the few infantry that can actually fight the Chuggy. How did he get a cloud down there? That Mutant was there for like... That Chuggy barely shot. Oh, so many clouds. I can't move my Mutant forward. I don't want to sit in clouds. Yeah, he has the Militant version. He's also playing Seth, which I think is insane. I think like Oksana is so good with both Mutants and Chuggy that it's nuts not to play Oksana. Yeah, he has the Militant version, so if he knows my deck, which he's seen the wheel, so he kind of should know my deck, then he should be making just Mutant. Like, my deck is very bad against Mutant. I don't think he's like figured out exactly, because he's probably busy playing the game and stuff. It hasn't occurred to him. But actually, my deck really doesn't need Mutant. So he's trying to do other stuff. He's trying to counter the Mutant with Militant, when actually he's just making Mutants. Alright, now he is making a Mutant. I'm trying to put a cloud down in the tree. There we go. I'm trying to do the same again, put a cloud down in the tree. Alright, I think we got him. Very nice. Was he underleveled in that game? I wasn't actually... I was too busy playing the game, I didn't notice. But Buick normally has low levels, right? Halo I actually do enjoy, despite having said I don't really enjoy arena shooters. Halo is one I did like.
3, 2, 1. New objective.
Alright, Decimal.
Harvester ready.
Iberium is calling.
What's up, man? What are we doing? What are we opening? Is that buggy? Alright. The thing about buggy opening is it is actually very strong. Like a buggy, harvester buggy is a very strong opening, as long as your opponent doesn't know you're gonna do it. If your opponent knows you're gonna do it and they bike rush you, it's savage. Like you get so shreked. So buggy opening is really strong if your opponent doesn't know you're gonna do it. But if they know you're gonna do it, it can be really awkward. So like if you're playing on ladder and you're buggy opening and your opponent is playing the same guy twice and they figure it out, it can be really bad. So Militants is obviously not great for me, as we talked about before. One of the hardest units for me to beat. We're going to just back up. We got some good damage there. On the half. Oh, we can sneak in and get it, I think. This laser will beat this buggy, so I thought it was with 5. Gonna get our own mutants now. Keep this for free. Just hang out in the back. Get the Chuggy. This bike will live long enough easily and we'll block this more. I'm not sure these lasers are worth preserving, honestly. 2-man squad, low hit points. Probably better just let it go. Gonna get the Chuggy to leave a cloud and run. And go back up. A little bit more damage. As he's retreating, we shoot a little bit more. Laser drones as well, okay. We're going to be looking to use lasers instead of mutants a lot of the time here. He has laser drone. Oh, well, the Venom is unfortunate as well. As I was saying, you need to have a vehicle that can beat laser 1v1 if you want to beat Mutant Chuggy easily. And Venom beats laser 1v1. So we're going to get Stealth Tank to start taking it there. I just have to send the lasers that way, I think. Yeah, they're looking good. We can't kill the mutants in time. Yeah, this air spam is air is very good against Mutant Chuggy because obviously both the units are ground units, like Mutant and Chuggy are both ground. You are very much looking to win the game on the ground. You really don't want to play against a bunch of air units. Gonna get another harvester kill here. We have infinite money, we don't really kill. We're killing the harvester to try and stop him having money rather than to get us money. Actually, we've seen Militant, right? He does have an infantry, yeah. Just making sure there is definitely an infantry that I need to Chuggy for. Really a lot more lasers here. We have a stealth tank as well. Actually not looking good at all. Alright, that's looking a bit better now. Okay, we're gonna go. That was close though. That was close. A lot of air units there. A lot of unit spam. What was the most expensive unit he made? Like 1 stealth tank, everything else is like 10, 20, 30.
Enemy base destroyed.
Alright, Paphlagon. Once again on Middle Oasis. I've played Paphlagon like 4 times today and it's always been on Middle Oasis. He's playing like barracks opening into... Okay, block his heart. No, not quite. He's playing like barracks opening into Venom. Venom Shade. Venom Shade is really good against this deck. Because again, Venom is a way to kill... Venom is a way to kill lasers that doesn't die to Chuggy, and then Shade kills most of my vehicles. Which is pretty much my whole deck. My deck is, you know, 4 vehicles. Go straight into fights. I guess we'll go laser.
Laser squad, power and precision. As you command. All as he lasers charge.
Unit ready.
Your command. Laser squad, power and precision. Take lasers move for the Brotherhood. Lasers kill them all.
What we're going bikes is if he's gonna go... He's gonna go Shade if we go a bunch of bikes. I don't want to fight against Shade if not.
Laser squad, our lasers will help them. Our lasers will... missiles will smash them. Gonna brain them.
Unit offline.
Also, like Chuggy Mutant is not great on this map. Because again, it's a deck where you want to be in a single location fighting, and this is a map where you have to split up and be in 3 different places at once. Comes the Venom, no surprise.
green. Stop. That's your command. Launches will
Get apart!
ready to start.
Lasers,
Green. Thumbs up.
I'm trying to get money for a stealth, I think.
Unit ready.
Lasers, here's what's over there.
Like a bird. Kimberly
There's the
is
shade. Take to see that.
Launch ready to ambush. Get it
Bikes up there as well. Oh my god.
Stay quiet.
Bad time.
Unit offline.
Nod glory to
Unit ready.
Yeah, this isn't looking great. This isn't looking great. So this matchup looks very bad for me, honestly. He just has a very aggressive deck that can split up and go in lots of different places. So my deck requires fighting in one location. So his deck is just a lot better than mine on this map, I think.
Harvester ready.
Good day to spread. Greedy meaty.
Stand for king.
I'm the one get on green.
Yeah, I mean Shade and Venom is exactly what we want to play on this map.
Advancing. Like missile. That's green. Missile your command. Launches will put on green and me. That's not only gonna bring the weeds are real. We're gonna blow around them every last week.
Unit ready.
Kill up your launches. Good day to spread the earnings over.
Good thing this harvester.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Yeah, looks like we're dead, honestly. Horrible matchup for me. He's so favoured on this map. Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous matchup for me.
Stay quiet.
Mission failed. Three, two, one. New mission
Alright,
received.
Broken Mesa. This map's pretty good for me. You can sort of hang out down here.
Harvester ready.
You can sort of like hang out on this corner of the middle and then you can sort of guard two paths. It's not amazing, it's not like open water levels of good for this deck. But it's a solid one. Decibel was playing Laser Drone Venom, I think. It was kind of annoying last time. So I'm going Bites because I saw the air tower.
Advancing. Revving the engine.
Waiting for him to make a unit.
Boyka ready to roll. Revving the engine.
Mutant. Okay.
Unit ready.
Not sure why he had an air tower to make Mutant. Alright. So he's just giving us the first missile effectively.
Boyka, your command. Your command. Getting belted here.
And we'll start making lasers.
Laser squad, weapons charging. Laser squad.
Buggy, get your command. Revving. Around up every last week.
He's going for my harvester, which isn't there. This is one of the reasons I like moving the harvester on this map. I like any map where moving the harvester means your opponent has no idea where it is. I think it's always a good idea to move it on those maps because people will often go after the default harvester spot
Lasers.
and then be sad when it's not there. As you can see, Mutant is a real ball ache to the deck.
Lasers.
It's really tough to fight Mutant. Mutant Venom is tough. We're going for the harvester again.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Make more lasers.
Unit offline.
Do want one cell tank to help kill the Venom.
Our base is under attack.
Lasers taking his.
And now we're gonna need another Chuggy, but we're kind of broke. Not looking great.
Lasers as he is up. Taking fire. Taking fire. Laser command. On deck. Working on.
I can't make anything with the pop cap.
Unit offline.
I built the Chuggy which reselected the unit. Because I built Chuggy, it reselected it as my unit, which meant that I deselected the stealth tank, so I couldn't move it to the top.
Damage received.
So that was kind of an unfortunate turn of events there.
Unit offline.
Your command.
Let's pin buggy in motion.
This is definitely, like, this matchup, the Militant would be dramatically better. Because I have something that could actually go in 1v1 against the mutants.
As he is up.
Instead of having to build a unit to block and then send in the Chuggy, I would be able to simply make Militants and attack the mutant.
Command. Laser squad. Power increased.
Unit offline.
Stealth tank ready to block. Your command.
Oh my god, one got it? That's real bad. Now we're in trouble because we're low on Our lasers are really low hit points.
Ready to wait.
I have nothing to send against those mutants again. This really is just like the real problem. This is the problem with this deck. Mutant Marauder is just insane versus this deck. I'm gonna get flipped. Nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna buy time. No, nothing I can do about it. Oh, he actually moved the Venom off. Still not sure there's anything I can do about it. Nope. Oh, still alive? Still alive, chat? Oh my god, I won. Holy shit. I really thought that missile was gonna fire. I can't believe we actually got enough damage out to win that. But again, the mutant. There's a mutant up top. I have nothing that can attack it. Like, no unit in my deck can go there. So he just gets to hold a pad for free the entire game by just putting a mutant on it. Because it's so much work to go and kill it.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, Mesa again. Because our opponent's playing Solomon, I'm going to go wheel first. Because I think he might be going double harvester and I want to get charging as quickly as possible. Alright, so he's going to harvest the missiles. So we're going to get second wheel. We're going to back up for now until we have 2 wheels to help to fight this. I probably shouldn't go in, because if he goes second missile, he can walk over and join the fight. Yeah, that's why I shouldn't have gone. Well, it's fine. Yeah, it's actually not fine. It's really bad. Because now we just end up losing both wheels. And we killed, like, almost one missile squad. But really, we want the wheels alive so that we can use them to tank for the Chuggy. So we do this. Now we back up and get laser now. Yeah, I messed up the initial fight with the wheels. I shouldn't have moved in like that. That's what put us behind. Because now we've lost the middle. Which means that we're playing catch up, especially against the double pitfall. Alright, so maybe we can do this still. We don't have the money for a mutant. We're gonna have to go laser. I'm moving the Chuggy through because I need to block this Rhino. If the Rhino gets on the middle, it beats the laser. So I moved the Chuggy through when I saw the Rhino coming to block it out. Very nice. Also, look how much damage the Chuggy has done. So this is Rhino. Now this laser is going to 1v1 and win against that Rhino because of how much extra damage the Chuggy did. I wonder if we can win this 1v1 over here for the same reason. Oh, he's shooting the Chuggy. Oh, absolute nightmare for our opponent. These lasers are damaged, so I'm getting aggressive to try and trade them off. Because I don't want them. I want the top cap. I want to build up a unit. Or more accurately, I want to build fresh lasers. Yep, there's an Orca, so we're going to hide behind our lasers. If he flies into the laser, I'll boost. And then we just protect the mutant from the shots. Mutant beats Rhino, so that's not a problem. And we'll send the mutant up here because we know it's a pitfall. Another laser. Boost the mutant to clear the pitfall as quickly as possible. Alright, and there you go. That's how you do it. Chuggy, the only anti-infantry you need. You can make a ton of anti-vehicle and air once you have like one Chuggy. It's pretty gross.
Mission accomplished. 3.
Broken Mesa again?
1. New objective received.
Jeez. Always Broken Mesa, man. Flamer start? Flamer start is very weak. I don't know why this guy started Flamers. Maybe he's used to people laser rushing him, so he's trying to counter with Flamer first. But
Our base is under attack.
very weak. Very weak thing to go Flamer first. I would never go 40 cost unit as my first unit. I think that's insane. Unless you have like absolutely no choice. Or you know for sure what your opponent is going to do. Like if you know for a fact your opponent is opening something because they've done it every game or something, then you could maybe do it, but... the mutant again. This is a very unsupported mutant though. Like, normally what's scary is if they go bikes and chase the wheels away and then they bring in the mutant. Because if the wheels aren't chased off, you can use them to tank like this. And then it's very easy to kill the mutant. Like a completely unsupported mutant is not very scary. It's when there's bikes as well, because then you have to switch. And they have ways to kill the... Like, if a bike gets a volley on the wheels, then it becomes useless.
Ready to wait the garden.
Oh, I boosted the wrong thing. Rip. Oh, I might as well make use of the boost while I've got it. I'll let him have that. I'm not going to drive into Scarabs. Like, I don't care that much about attacking his harvesters. I see the Scarabs are moving, so I'll go kill them. Kill Scarabs. Such a terrible unit. Gonna move the wheels up to see what his unit and he makes is. What's that? What is up here?
Laser squad, power and pursuit.
How did he get? He must have snuck those up there. He must have really snuck them up there. I didn't see them going around at all. Classic cat missile, does nothing. Hang on, I'm gonna try and time it. Oh! Hey! Scarabs are real bad, yo.
Enemy base destroyed.
It's a shame because I like Scarabs. I do like using them, but unfortunately they are just awful. Just awful. Impeach Biden, save America. Yikes. Yikes.
3, 2, 1. New mission
Wow,
received.
broken Mesa again? Literally just play Broken Mesa. Oh well, it's better than playing side by side over and over. That map is heinous. Alright, so we're not going to make the mistake this time. We're not going to push in against this missile. We're going to back up.
Unit ready.
We're going to chill. We're going to make a concave and wait. Alright, this time it's different because he's moving. This time it's like we get the defense instead of him. We're going to keep chilling. We're going to wait for the Chuggy. We want the wheels alive here. Normally in a wheel versus missile situation, you're actually looking to trade off the wheels. But when you're going for a Chuggy, you want the wheels to absorb hits like this. Like you want them as a tank so the Chuggy doesn't take the damage.
Ready to wait the bring in our enemies.
And Orca, so we'll go laser. We'll run away with the Chuggy.
Lasers for the Brotherhood.
Good day to spray.
Unit offline.
Ready to wait.
Your command.
Unit ready.
Laser squad,
Boosted.
weapons charging.
I'm gonna boost you out. I want this Orca gone. There we go.
Lasers.
Thumbs up.
He just surrendered. Okay.
Objective complete.
Bit of an anticlimactic last game there. But yeah, that's 10 games. We went 9-1, I think. So as I was saying before, I really think that the Militants are better because mutants are everywhere. Like, mutants are so common right now. We played 10 games and we played against mutant 5 times. So 50% of our games were against mutant decks, which is insane. Like, that's such an insane number. Admittedly, we played Decibel twice, so it kind of, you know, obviously he was playing mutants both times, but still, 50% of our matches were against mutant. You don't want to be weak to mutant right now, and this deck is weak to mutant, so that's the biggest issue with this. So I prefer the Militant version. It's a little bit less weak to mutant. It's not a huge difference, but it is a difference. It gives you something that can walk at a mutant that is unsupported and force it to retreat or die. This matchup here, on Middle Oasis, I think we lose this with Militant instead of Wheel every time as well. Because Venom and Shade are just way too good. Venom and Shade are way too good against Nod, especially this deck. We don't have a Phantom, so this matchup I think is really tough anyway, even if we have the Militants. So yeah, I don't think it made a difference there. I think we lose that with either Mutant Chuggy deck. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will see you all next time.